Thank you very much indeed for joining us today. So it's been an awful year. How much longer do you think this war will continue?
Thank you very much indeed. I tell you, from the Donbass, very close to the front line, together with Ukrainian soldiers, who is the hero of the last 9 years. And definitely we delivered, by the way, for 10 million hryvnia, the support of Ukrainian army, which we take from United Kingdom. This is the artillery truck. This is the other equipment which is help Ukrainian troops to stop Russian and to throw it away. This was very difficult here. Can you imagine that Ukraine lost dozens and dozens of thousands of the innocent civilians from Bucha to Mariupol, from the military criminal Putin. But together, can you imagine that 8 million Ukrainians leave Ukraine and go abroad? 2.5 million of Ukrainian children go to the school abroad because of your solidarity. But this is the humanitarian disaster. Additional 7 million people go from Donbass and live to the western part in Ukraine. We lost 35% of our economy. We lost 50% of our critical energy infrastructure. We lost 70% of our iron and steel industry. And definitely, this is the most dangerous and difficult year in our history. But this price Ukraine paid for protect Western world, for protect the continent, to stop the crazy maniac Putin and Russian military. This is the delivering tanks on the front line. And this is the absolutely important role of Ukraine. I'm very much happy that people in Great Britain, people in Europe, people in the world understand that you are not simply assisting Ukraine. You invest in the global security, in the stable security, and the fact that we should win. Now nobody has any doubts. And how world is changed. First of all, you learn from Ukraine, not trust Putin. Second, you learn from Ukraine, not be afraid of Putin. And third, you understand together with us that you now much stronger than a year ago. Your leaders, including your prime minister, together with the US president, European leaders, demonstrate a global leadership. Putin do not expect these type of things. And I keep my fingers crossed that we should make a victory faster. At least every one of us should do maximum we can to accelerate our victory, to bring the sustainable security situation of the country.
Mr. Poroshenko, I'm sure it's a huge bonus for the people on the front line to see you as a former president on the front line with those soldiers. President Zelensky, of course, was your former political opponent. How do you rate how he's performed over the last year?
Exactly 1 year ago, after 3 hours from first missiles at 4:30 flight 2.5 kilometers from my house, I called Zelensky and met with him in his office. And I said, I am not anymore a leader of the opposition, and you are not anymore my opponent. We have, both of us are soldiers, me and you. And we united around Ukraine, we united around the victory, and only our unity can bring victory for us. And we shake the hands, and I do my best. And for the first month, Zelensky do exactly the same, in spite of some useful idiot who tried to attack for the political purpose. We don't pay attention on that. And until our victory, we definitely should demonstrate the unity. We should demonstrate keeping democracy. We should demonstrate keeping all the values, starting from rule of law and finishing with the freedom of press, because this is the symbol that democracy win autocracy of Putin. And I have no doubt that we will continue this way.
Mr. Poroshenko, people will say we want this war to come to an end as soon as possible. The world has helped you, and Britain's definitely been leading the way there with tanked, armoured vehicles. And people say, and you will be demanding now for jets and aircraft. So people have been slow coming to the table. Do you think that this extra support of flight power is what is needed to bring the war to an end?
Look, as a former Supreme Commander-in-Chief of Ukrainian Armed Forces who create the new Ukrainian forces under the standard of NATO, I can tell you, weapons is never enough. But we have enough weapons to withstand with Putin, but not enough to throw him away from Ukrainian land. And we need a five-factor for our victory. Point number one is weapons. And we need jet fighter just to stop Russian dominance in Ukrainian airspace. But we definitely need, urgently, ammunition, armed personnel carrier, tanks for providing the offensive operation, long-range missile, and radio electronic warfare system. We need it urgent. We don't need it after 1 year. We need it in March and April. And this is the crucial factor. Not let Russia to prepare for our offensive operation. This, it seems to me now, is easy understandable for everyone. Point number two, this is the sanction. We should cut the ability of Putin to finance the war. And this would be another strong motivation for Putin to sit at the table of negotiation and after withdrawing Russian troops from Ukraine. Point number three, this is the sanction. Not sanction, but justice. And justice should be for the military criminal, they should be behind bars. Point number four is a financial assistance. Point number five, this is the full membership of Ukraine in NATO. Because without NATO, no security guarantee can bring the sustainable security situation on the continent. I want to use this opportunity because just today, General Secretary of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, invite Ukraine to participate in the July summit of NATO in Vilnius. And I'm absolutely praying and call to all leaders of NATO member states. Please, on this summit of NATO, please give an invitation to NATO for Ukraine, for Ukrainian people. This is the win-win situation.